But from an AI standpoint, I think one of the things that we have to be more thoughtful of is exactly what you started to talk about with Black Men in Tech. Make space to talk about it in our organizations,
Right.
because too many organizations are just going to wind up being recipients of it and
Right.
not recognize how it's influencing or impacting the organization. You're going to buy a piece of software, you're going to add it on. Listen, you and I know every tech conference, everybody and their mother has an AI sticker slapped onto their backdrop, right? Because everybody's adopted some level of AI into their software.
Right.
So you have this already coming into your organization. If you haven't done any sort of like prep conversation, decisions about how we may approach some things, is there a wise way to have like a litmus test about the adoption of some of these pieces? Can we beta test some pieces before we roll it out everywhere?
People, right. Where is it coming? Like, where is this being developed? What types of things are you doing to teach it the nuance? How often are you checking it? What's part of the group? What goes into, because we're going to have to know, especially if they're using ChatGPT, half the people don't even know where that comes from. And that's what you're going to use now to write the code.
Right.
You're never going to get the bias out of it.
Right. And if you're an organization, if you still have people in your organization that say, we will not be adopting, AI related things, blah, blah. If you're using Microsoft Office, you already are.
I get to all my parts, even if you're using Google, Google Office, as soon as you go in there, it's like, hey, boo boo, you want some help? And you're like, please stop, let me write.
It's already there. And so to try to ignore it now is silly. Like, we have to talk about it and be proactive, be prepared for it. If you don't know how to use it, ask people who are experts in it. Bring them in.
There's a ton of resources, a ton of free resources.
Yes.
And I love what Rashad said about early adoption in tech requires a strong learning curve. Go and look at some of the tools now that just came out and adopt in them and be part of the ecosystem.